I've been seeing way too many people regret buying a house, and honestly, some of these stories are wild. From unexpected repairs to straight up regret after purchasing the house. Let's get into it.
Yesterday was my 3-year anniversary of becoming a home borrower. I borrowed this house from the bank 3 years ago, and I hate it. And some people are asking me why. Why do you hate it? Because I can't afford it. I can't afford this house. When I borrowed the house, I could afford it, and the bank insured that. Since then, though, when I borrowed this house, my property, my homeowner's insurance was $1,323 a year. Today, 3 years later, my homeowner's insurance is $2,654 a year. That is a little over $100 increase, which is added to my payment. Now, I know a lot of people will say crap like, oh, well, if you buy a house, your mortgage will be cheaper than your rent. Sure, if I were to rent a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, my rent would be a lot more than my principal and interest on this house. However, I'm escrowed, so it doesn't fucking matter because I have to pay principal and interest, my property taxes, and my homeowner's insurance monthly. So I know some people will usually say like, oh, my mortgage increased by $200 this year. Yes, we're not actually referring to the mortgage, which is the principal and interest amount. We're referring to the overall payment that we have to submit to the bank every month. It's not actually the mortgage, we know that, but we're in escrow, we don't have a choice. So it's the mortgage payment that we're paying. When I signed up for this fucking house, I signed up to pay $1,800 a month. I'm closer to $2,200 now in 3 years. That's a lot of money. And it's only going to continue to increase. And that's kind of my issue with this right now, because I'm at a point where I'm like, this is actually no different than renting. The only difference is that I don't have a landlord that I can call when my fucking toilet overflows or, when the basement floods or whatever the fuck happens. I don't have that option, of course. And we all know that going into home ownership. Like, I had the savings for that. It was, I was fully aware of that. But everything is increasing, and we all know that too. Like, everything, the cost of living is increasing, and I can't afford this house. I hate it. But I can't, it's like, I'm probably not going to go back to renting because I invested over $30,000 into living here for upfront costs, not referring to how much I've paid in my mortgage and all that. But I'm a single mom, and regardless of me being a single mom, I make a decent living. Like, there are people in joint households, 2-parent households, who make less than me or make as much as me, and so it's really not the single mom aspect that I'm referring to in terms of financially. It's more so, it's too much for me to do on top of being a mom and on top of working full time. Like, we all know what comes with being a single parent. So for me, it's just like, it's too much. Life is lifing though. Like, I don't know, I got sucked into the world of, oh my God, I want to get married, I want to buy a house, I want to do this. It's like, I let society tell me that's what I wanted, but when I got it, I don't want it. And I hate that for me. Because it took me a little too long to realize what I actually wanted for my life and not what I thought I wanted for my life, because society makes it seem like we should want certain things. I don't like being a homeowner. I don't like it. And I don't care about, oh, well, when you pay your house off in 30 years. I don't care about that, because the end goal for me is just making sure I have some place to come home to, I have a roof over my head. And like I said, this shit isn't mine. Whether I'm renting or borrowing or owning, it's not mine. It's not ours. Like, it can be taken away regardless.
I bought a house when I was 26 and fell immediately into poverty. Okay, when I lived with my parents, I was living my best luxury lifestyle. I went to South Korea, bought a 2,000 plane ticket, didn't even blink twice. I went shopping, luxury goods, all that. Was traveling, was just, oh, I was living it up. I felt rich. I had no bills. And I had a full-time 9 to 5 job. I was working as a nurse, okay? I was killing it. I bought my own house. That first mortgage payment came in and I was like, oh, this is a situation. But at first you think you can handle it, right? Like, what's a couple thou? What's a couple thou? I got it. But then the pipes in my 80-year-old home broke immediately as soon as I bought the house. Wiped out my savings. Then another pipe in a different area of the house broke. Okay, I'm struggling. Okay, I need help. Then my neighbor's pipe, it was a twin house, her pipe broke. And she didn't believe that her pipe broke, but her pipe broke on my side of the house. So all of that water that was coming down was spraying into my home. And then my water heater broke. When I tell y'all, I went from living in the lap of luxury to destitute immediately. Now, don't get me to fooling y'all, because it was worth it in the long run, because that house is now worth like 2 times what it was worth then. So I'm actually doing pretty good. But at the time, when I tell you I was struggling, I had to go to my parents every other day for dinner because your girl could not feed herself.
I became a homeowner at 22 years old, and I instantly regretted that shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you why I regretted it, though. So, I ended up putting 78,000 down on my house, right? And once you get your house, right, you become house poor, okay? Now, everybody's not gonna be house poor. I was house poor. I'm just speaking from my experience, bro. I'm young as shit, buying a house. I'm house poor at this point. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I did not really gauge all the maintenance that it took to take care of a house. On top of that, I had to put work into the house. They sold us the house, right? Sold the house with mold in it. How did I not know it was mold in it? Did you not get an inspector? Yeah, I had an inspector. This what these dirty, nasty, gritty people did. Scantless, right? They painted over the mold so thick that the detectors couldn't get it. And it didn't even smell like mold down there, nothing. It was all dry, right? So I had to go in, get the walls chopped out, get the house waterproofed, whatever that came up to. So this is just more stuff you got to come out of. But all in all, I would say that I really regretted it once I figured out how much the maintenance was, bro. And like how often you got to do certain things. And obviously it makes it a little sweeter that it's your shit and it's an investment. But for me personally, I just was not ready for that. Now the house is about to sell. I actually don't know what I'm going to do with the cash that I do get from the house. Obviously, I might invest in another property. I think that's where my head's at. But just something to like rent out or something. You know what I'm saying? Not to live in. I can't do it. I'd rather live in an apartment. I'm going to be honest. You can call me crazy all you want. But I just feel like at this point in my life, I should be living in an apartment, bro. A house is a lot. It's a lot.
I'm in the process of buying my very first house as a 28-year-old with no kids. I'm not married. I am in a relationship. I close in 7 days and I feel like I should be super excited right now and happy, but in reality, I am terrified and I am so nervous and I want to back out, but it is literally way too late in the process for me to back out. And I've missed my last chance to do that. And so now I am just like sitting here and regretting my decision, but we're just gonna have to make it work. We're gonna have to figure it out. And yeah, I'm gonna be house poor. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna afford food. I don't know how I'm gonna afford gas. I don't know what I'm doing. Who let me do this? Who let me do this?
I'm selling my home after being a homeowner for only 1 year, and here's why. Saying I'm a homeowner is a lot better than actually being a homeowner. There's a lot of work that goes into maintaining a home that I'm just not willing to do, to be honest. Also, I prefer living in an apartment because of the amenities. You have parking garages, you have security, you have a pool, you have trash pickup, And then I'm a mom, so as far as safety goes, like I could live on the second floor, the third floor, fourth floor, and I wouldn't have to worry about someone like getting into my home. Like I just feel like it's a lot more safer. I've always felt a lot safer. When something goes wrong in your house, you are responsible for fixing said problem. When you live in an apartment or when you have a landlord, they have to handle maintenance. You can pick up the phone, hello, maintenance, help me. When you have your own home, you can have a warranty, but there's oftentimes a deductible associated with that warranty. It's a headache. It's a true headache. My neighbors in my community suck. Like I have a few good neighbors, but I have a few not so great neighbors, and it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's not worth it to settle and live around people that I don't want to live around forever. I don't know if I have ADHD or ADD, or I don't know, but like also too, I'm not the type of person that wants to like sit in one place forever. Like I love movement. Like I don't want to be in one place forever. So, and I have commitment problems. So I can't commit to one place. Like that's just not for me. So long story short, oh, another huge thing is your mortgage changes. Like obviously I factored this in before I purchased my home, but now it's getting to the point that my mortgage is going up because of taxes, but it's like how your rent goes up and you don't see any changes, right? My mortgage is going up and I'm not seeing any changes. I'm over it. So long story short, being a homeowner is, people have always told me like, oh, buy a home and just rent it out. And the reason I'm not renting my home out is because for me, I just feel like that would be an even bigger hassle, because if something goes wrong, I have to fix it immediately. If they tear up my entire home, I have to fix that. And I get that there's insurances and there's all these caveats, but again, that's extra stress that I truly do not need right now. So long story short, I wanted to be a homeowner before I became a mom. I became a mom at 31, wanted to own a home. You know, around that time I did. I was a homeowner by 30. 31 now. I'll be 32 in a few months, and I just want to be done with this. I don't want to be a homeowner anymore ever again. Like I'm not interested in it. And my advice to anyone who is like wanting to be a homeowner or feeling bad that you're not a homeowner, take your time. Take your time. Enjoy those amenities at those apartments.
In about a month, I'm moving from the home that I own in Washington, D.C., and I'm moving back into an apartment. And I feel like in this economy, this home, like purchasing economy, like it probably is confusing for a lot of people on why somebody that is a homeowner would leave the home that they own to go rent an apartment, especially with rent prices being crazy. But honestly, it's the best decision for me and my daughter, and I'm gonna go through the reasons, but honestly, I feel like the list is endless. Okay, number one, I am a single woman, a single mother, and I feel like living in a house, you have a little less security than you do when you live in a large apartment building that has like secured entry, a doorman, maybe even like a security personnel on staff, cameras everywhere. And I feel very vulnerable in my home at times. And look, I have a security system, shout out ADT. Not sponsored, but go ahead and do it if you'd like. I have Ring cameras, but I just feel like it's not the same as having the extra level of security that you have living in a large building. So for instance, I do go on dates and I date people, and I feel like you can Google someone and figure out their address pretty quickly, especially when you're a homeowner. There's just like databases where that information is publicly available. And so if someone got really weird after a date, like, what are you going to do? Is somebody going to be waiting for me outside my house? Well, I don't know. And I've had really weird situations where I felt uncomfortable. And I'd drive up to my house and be like, okay, I hope that guy's not here. He was being really weird in text today. He's sounding weird. Hope he's not outside, because if he is, like, what am I going to do? So that's one. And these are kind of the things that you think about when you're a single woman that I feel like other people don't have to think about. But that is something I think about, and I think about it enough that I'm just over it. On like to that point, we're going to stay on that point for now, and maybe this will be like a few videos, but like even when someone delivers something to your house, people are weird, and once they know who lives there, like there's nothing you could do about it. You're just there, you're just on your own, and someone has your address. So I don't like the safety aspect of it, and maybe it's just where I live, but I'm not feeling that. The second thing is like, my house was built in 1942. I mean, you can see I try to do a little something in here, just a little something. But at the end of the day, unless you like a home that's a little bit older, if you like that aesthetic, look, if you like that aesthetic, you'll be happy. I thought that I could buy this house at a lower price and slowly update it to my liking, and I haven't been able to. It's way more time intensive than I ever anticipated, and that means that I have to find like every fixture, find a person that's reliable to come do it. When a professional comes to do something, they always uncover like 67 other things that need to be done for this one item to be fixed. And it's very overwhelming managing that when I have so much other stuff going on. And I feel like I'm tired of being responsible for this stuff. I miss having a maintenance man. Like having maintenance is so underrated. Like for instance, the handle on my storm door broke off due to cold weather. The mail delivery person like went to open it. It was locked. It like snapped because it's like old and it was cold. And it has taken me months to find the specific door handle that fits on this screen door. So I have not had a door handle on my screen door for months. And if I lived in a building with maintenance, something like this would have been fixed in a week. I'm getting annoyed just thinking about it, guys. Okay, so that's that. I mean, the number of things you need to upkeep when you're a homeowner is insane. I think another issue that I just really didn't want to deal with that I thought that I did was like the landscaping. So even in DC where I have a small plot, the front yard and backyard are overwhelming. So, I mean, I have people who mow the grass, but then the people who mow the grass don't necessarily do like other maintenance on the yard. So like weeding and things like that are something that I'd have to do. And if I don't have time to do it, it gets out of control. Besides the weeding and stuff, like if you want to plant like annual flowers, like whatever, like it's just a lot of stuff to deal with. And I have like way too much going on. And I feel like I wasn't prepared when I bought this house. I think like people will tell you that it's important to be a homeowner, but they are not realistic about how much work and responsibility goes into home ownership outside of just, oh, you're building equity. I feel like I've already talked too much, but I'm happy to make like a part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on why owning isn't everything that I want it to be. And I'm like counting down the days until I get back into an apartment, even if it's going to cost more, even if other people think it's stupid, even if it's throwing away money. I'm counting down the moments.
Can I vent to y'all just real quick? I'm tired of being a homeowner. I am tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of people telling me owning a home is the best investment you could ever have. I do believe that to be true. That don't change the fact that I'm tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the problems that it come with. I'm tired of all the responsibility, hanging on my shoulders. I miss renting. I feel like I had more freedom with renting. Now, I know when you rent, you're paying month to month and all that money is going down the drain. It's not going towards nothing. It's not investing in nothing. I know that. And I don't care. I thought about it so much. Selling my house and going back to live with my mother. Because why not? I don't have kids. I don't have a man. I don't have any drama that I would bring my mama. And I can pay all her bills. Mind you, my mama still live in the projects and income-based housing. She doesn't pay rent anyway. We'll be over there living like kings and queens. Jesus Christ. I feel like the only thing that I would miss owning my home or, you know, moving back with my mom or just whatever is the privacy. I do not like people all the time. I do not like noise, you know. But when you move in with somebody or any sort of living adjustment, then you have to understand what that comes with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just tired. Not saying that I will go live back with my mama, not saying that I will go back renting, not saying that I'll get a roommate, you know, all those things is an option. I'm just tired of being a homeowner. I'm tired of the issues that arise, and I look left and I look right, and the responsibility is still on you. Like, there's just no help. I'm so tired. Owning a home, I don't give a damn. Owning a home is not what it used to be. I used to take pride in owning a home. I want to sell my home bad. Let it be somebody else's problem. And I like my house. Like, when I bought it in 2020, it was newly renovated. I bought it during COVID, and I paid pennies for it. And my mortgage is cheap, and I know I shouldn't complain, honey, but I'm still going to complain because it's mine, and I got to pay for it, and I'm going to do whatever it is I want to do. And I'm just tired of the responsibility, if I can only be honest. I feel like I had less responsibility with renting. Like, if I had one problem, I can call the landlord. You know, I'm calling the maintenance man. I'm calling somebody else to fix the problem. I got a problem now. I can call somebody, but then my phone gonna ring because I gotta fix it.